Good afternoon. If everyone doesn't know me already, I'm Courtney Young. I'm the administrator at Meriden Center, and we have the honor and the privilege today of having two gentlemen here who have been longtime advocates for seniors and longtime advocates for the preservation of the Social Security system as well as Medicare. So first I would like to introduce Senator Dick Blumenthal. And Chris Murphy, candidate for the U.S. Senate. And again, both have fought very hard for the preservation of Social Security and Medicare benefits, some of which we already enjoy, some of us in this room, and some of us hope to enjoy someday. Chris has been a fighter for Social Security and Medicare his entire career in public service, which is over a decade, and Senator Blumenthal has approximately 30 years in the political arena fighting for the same things. We are very excited to have these two gentlemen here today and have a very exciting and productive conversation with them. And with that, I'm going to turn over the podium to Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really proud and excited to be here with you because I know many of you have talked to me over the years, and you and I have shared a few fights together. I see some friends here who have worked with me. I am the junior senator. I'm still in my first couple of years. As a matter of fact, there are 100 United States senators. Among 100 in seniority, I am number 97. Glad you're laughing. Any day I get a chance to say a few words is a good day too. I can't imagine where I'd rather be, and I can't imagine a person with whom I'd rather be than my friend, Chris Murphy. Because he is the kind of champion that you need, and I need as a partner, to fight for social security. And I want to be very blunt. Social security is under siege. It is threatened as never before in my life. Never before, I think, in it is under siege from some well-meaning people and from some extreme right wing. And there is talk about how Social Security needs to be cut because it may not be solved. And the fact is, Social Security is solvent. It will be solvent. Keep it solvent for the next 20, 30 years. There is no reason to cut Social Security. None. Yes. No reason. Right. Anybody who equivocates, anybody who's ambiguous, anybody who says that, well, maybe we need to do this or that or the other thing to reform Social Security is basically equivocating, joining in that direction. Now, I want to be very clear because when I was with some of you the last time I ran 2 years ago, I said, I'm going to stand strong and speak out against any kind of crisis. And that continues to be my position. And I think it's very important that we have someone from Connecticut who will join in that fight, who will be a partner. If there is someone who represents Connecticut who takes the other side, we're going to have votes cancel each other out. Right? If they vote to cut Social Security and I'm voting to retain it at its present level and its present form, we have something less. Now, when I was, I used to be the state's attorney general, and I argued a lot of cases in court. I argued in trial courts here in Connecticut. I argued a few cases in the United States Supreme Court. And when I wanted to be absolutely sure about the meaning of something I was going to repeat to the court, I would write it down. know, I didn't scan it in the computer, I didn't photocopy it, I wrote it down with my own pen. So here's something that I wrote down. And I want to read the full statement. I believe in sunset provisions when you pass this kind of legislation, so that you can look at them 10, 15 years down the road to make sure it's still going to fund itself. That is Chris Murphy's talking about Social Security. Sunset Social Security. Unacceptable. And so I think this is really a profoundly important topic. You know, not just for the intervention, but this is a topic for the nation. This is a matter of trust. Social Security isn't something that is given to you as a sort of initiative. It isn't a gift. You've earned it. It's a compact. It's a trust. You cannot break that trust. And I am proud to introduce you to someone who shares my view about Social Security. Congressman Chris.
Thank you very much, Senator Blumenthal. And let me say this about our senator. He really is our senator. He fights for us, just like he was our Attorney General who fought for us. I'm a better public servant because of Dick Blumenthal. When I got to the state legislature, I was just talking to a friend of mine whose door I knocked on when I was 24 years old, first running for the state legislature. And I remember coming to Hartford and learning from an attorney general who fought against the biggest guys in the state because it was the right thing to do, who took on battles for us no matter what the political odds were. And he was really an inspiration to me and to lots of other people getting into public service. He is fighting hard for Social Security today. There are very few that are fighting harder than he is, and I'm really glad to be with him here today to talk about this incredibly important subject. I want to first tell you a little bit about myself and my family. I want to talk a little bit about my grandfather, who's passed away now, but he was an amazing guy. He was a second-generation immigrant from Poland, grew up in New Britain, Connecticut, raised my mother and her two brothers, living for a period of time in the Mount Pleasant housing projects there. And he worked a series of jobs over his life. He worked in the factories of New Britain. He, for a short period of time, owned a convenience store on the other side of town. He worked later in life as a security guard. He worked really hard. He didn't have it easy, but he worked his tail off to make sure that he could provide for his family. And he worked hard expecting that he was going to be taken care of once he retired. That the money that he put away for Social Security was going to come back into his pocket. And the money that he was putting away for Medicare was going to come back to help take care of him and his wife, my grandmother. It ended up that he needed those savings because when my grandmother got sick with a very serious heart ailment, it was Medicare that paid those bills. And when money got tight because they still had to pay out of pocket, it was Social Security that put food on their table and paid their rent. And my grandparents are a story that can be told thousands of times over in this state. People who worked hard, played by the rules, who helped build this state, who in their senior years want to make sure that they're taken care of, with a Social Security check that they can count on, and a Medicare benefit that they know will be there for them. That's why I'm running for the United States Senate, because the senator is right. Social Security and Medicare are both under attack today. There are people who want to dramatically cut Social Security for you, and others that want to privatize the whole program and turn it over to Wall Street. And there are some that want to take Medicare and transfer the cost onto your back, and others that want to privatize it as well, turning Medicare all over to the private sector and the private healthcare insurance companies. I'm running for Senate because I want to protect Social Security. I want to protect it for you, and I want to protect it for future generations. I'm running for the Senate because I want to protect Medicare, protect it for you, and protect it for future generations. Senator Blumenthal is right about another thing. There is a big difference between me and my Republican opponent, Linda McMahon. And it's time that people across the state understand what Linda McMahon supports when it comes to Social Security and Medicare. Senator Blumenthal read you her statement. She said earlier this year when she was speaking to a group of Tea Party activists that she supports sunsetting Social Security in 10 to 15 years if it's not fixed according to her terms. That's a disaster for Medicaid seniors. We shouldn't be playing games with Social Security benefits, threatening to stop paychecks to seniors if Washington doesn't make certain changes. We should be fixing the problem, not threatening to end Social Security. Linda McMahon's plan to sunset Social Security in 10 years is a plan to put seniors on the streets. It's a plan to take food off of seniors' tables. We need to talk about the differences between this information. We also need to talk about the differences on Medicare. Linda McMahon's been pretty clear that she would be willing to support the privatization of Medicare, to allow the private insurance companies to run your Medicare benefits, give you a voucher that you would go private Medicare insurance with, and pass all the cost increases along to seniors. The estimates are that privatization could cost the average senior $6,000 more out of pocket over the next 10 years. Seniors in the state can't afford it. So I'm here today to tell you that my family is rooted in the middle class. My family has succeeded and prospered because of that sacred obligation that our government made to seniors. You work hard and play by the rules, and we will take care of you with Social Security and Medicare benefits after you retire. And I pledge to you that as your senator, I'm going to fight every single day to protect Medicare and to protect Social Security, and make sure that as we fix those programs, that we don't fix them simply by asking you to pick up the cost. We need to fix Social Security and Medicare for the long run to make sure they're around for me and my kids. But we should pay for those fixes without threatening to end Social Security and without privatizing Medicare. So I'm really excited to be here with all of you. There's a few old friends here today, people that I've stood with on various battles. I'm proud to be here with my great friend, Senator Blumenthal, and I can't help but finish by asking for your support in just under 5 weeks as we choose our state's next United States Senate. Thank you very much, everyone.